Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie HerbMan, and you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the platform, welcome. Go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there and hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we're bringing to the world. All right, you guys, remember it is free to like, share, and subscribe. All right, I am your resident herbalist, and today we're going to be talking about the Spanish flu of 1918. All right, and how herbs actually were the main focus back then, okay, almost 100 and plus years ago, and they didn't have any vaccines, and they didn't have any of this and have any of that, okay, and this breakout just happened, this pandemic, this epidemic, and how they all utilize herbs as a way to get through these trying times, okay, and that's just how important herbs have been in our history and probably will be moving forward. Okay, this is one of those things that's going to stand the test of time. You're not going to be able to out innovate. You're not going to be able to invent any technological advances that would be more advanced than the herbal community. Okay, this is a scientific thing that God gave us, and it's almost just like the human body, if not second to the human body, in the greatest creation ever designed on the planet Earth. Okay, so you're not gonna get better than the plant and the human. You're just not gonna get better than that. Now you can try, but you're not gonna get better than those things, okay? And we can add all of these advances and all of these extensions and all of these accessories, but ultimately you're gonna still have to one day come back to that which is original, that which is indigenous, that which is natural to the natural universe state of being, and that's just what you got here. That's what you're dealing with here, what you have, you know, at your disposal, okay? So again, with that being said, herbs were utilized before vaccines and medicines were even invented to deal with these types of pandemics. Not only that, okay, we also, if you guys didn't remember, I also told you about when this pandemic right here, the COVID-19, when this first happened, we were talking about how the Chinese were utilizing Chinese herbs, okay, accompanied with the Western medicine to cure or to bring healing to a lot of those people over there, especially during the firstlings of the outbreak. Okay, so a lot of these other countries were using herbal medicines to get through these things, and just because we are here in the Western world, it doesn't mean that only option we have is vaccines and medications, when before we didn't even have those options. All we had was herbs. Okay, so if you keep some herbs in your back pocket, if you keep some herbs in your medicinal cabinet for that rainy day, they will be useful to you moving forward. So what we're talking about again is just the Spanish flu of 1918 all the way to here, and how some of these herbs can still be very useful and medicinal to you. Now, some of the main herbs that were used in 1918 were things like licorice, okay, just flat out licorice. Then you had stuff like echinacea. You had elderflower, okay, but though everything was used in different timings for different reasons, okay, so it wasn't like people just put a big old pot of herbs together and just say, here, give it to you, but it was almost based on the symptoms that you were dealing with. And it almost allowed the herbalists or the clinicians to understand exactly what you need and why, and at where in the stage of the sickness you were. So if you was, snotty nose, headache, you know, fever, then you were a little bit further along in the stages, and then maybe you needed, you know, some immune modulators or some immune boosters for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? It all depends on what you were going through that would determine what kind of herbs. But it wasn't just a big pot put together. It was strategic, and it was all based on symptoms. It was all based on symptoms. And so again, you had elderflower, you had German chamomile, you had gelsemium, you had dandelion was always around, and a lot of these herbs was given to people fresh. Okay, so just go out, you pick them, bring them back, boil them, all right, for 15-20 minutes, and then you strain it, and you drinking them 2 or 3 times a day. And that's what was getting us through the influenza of 1918. That is what was getting us through. Remember, we didn't have vaccines. We didn't have medicines back then to fight off or ward off any of this big stuff like this. We didn't have it. You know, and so now, even when you're talking about the Ebola and malaria and HIV and all of these big viruses that I call man-made viruses that are mutating and causing us all kinds of issues and problems, you know, we have to have something to fight off those types of things. And again, herbs has always been very beneficial at helping relieving ourselves of these things. I mean, when you're talking about licorice, just that in itself was very good for upper respiratory issues. Okay, when you're talking about your gut, you know, most of us, all we ever really did back in the day was some chamomile, ginger, and, you know, some maybe another type of digestive herb. That was just to clean our digestive tract. We didn't know a lot about the herbs as well. So we really had to utilize what was common to us, what was growing around us, you know, what was something that we knew was safe and effective, that we were using on a day-to-day basis anyway, whether it was spices for our food or for flavoring or whatever. That's really all you knew, is what you was already dealing with, you know. But again, we still reached out and got those things. When you're talking about you know, just keeping yourself from getting sick, back in the day when we wanted to be preventative, we would use things like cinnamon bark, cardamom, and ginger. And then we would just mix that up. Cinnamon bark, a little ginger, and a little cardamom, and you would boil that, and then you would let it simmer for about 20 minutes. You would strain it, and you would drink it 2 or 3 times a day. What that was, that's gonna keep the sickness away from you, all right? That was your preventative health tea. And then if you actually got something, then that's when we went into the echinacea or the elderflower or the lime flower, and we were trying to push this out of you, okay? So I'm just telling you that these are some of the herbs. The herbs that I'm naming are some of the herbs that was actually utilized, and there's a lot of information on herbs that were utilized in the last pandemic, or however you want to Google it, and you can find a lot of this information out, and it'll tell you a lot about the basic herbs, pleurisy root, and some of these other roots that were used to help fight off disease. I mean, they were all antimicrobial, and they were all about immune boosting or immune modulating, okay? And that's what we were talking about when we were talking about your immune system. That's what you got to figure out. If something invades your immune system, then maybe your immune system was too weak. So we need to strengthen it. You strengthen your weakened immune system with immune boosters, okay? But what if your immune system is just not communicating properly, right? And it's having this innate response to everything that comes in, which is almost like a chemotherapeutic type of response, which is killing off everything, including the good bacteria and the bad, the good cells and the bad cells, just to try to eradicate you from this infection or this invasion, so to speak. And when you're having those issues and you don't want that response all the time, so you want to be able to then have some immune modulation going on so that it knows how to respond properly and not just kill off everything and have this chemotherapeutic type of reaction to invasions in your body, okay? So those are the type of differences that you want to deal with as you understand that the invasion has happened. Okay, once it happened, okay, why did it happen? Was it because you had a weakened immune system? And so the two things you have to understand is, did something from the outside break down your immune system, or did something from the inside break down your immune system? And those are the two questions that you have to ask. If something from the outside broke your immune system down, quite simply, you need to use immune boosters. If something from the inside broke your immune system down to allow something to come in, then you need to be looking at immune modulators. So if you're dealing with any autoimmune issues, that means that something on the inside of you is weakening your immune system, causing invaders to be able to come in. You need immune modulators, okay? If something on the outside broke into your immune system because you just have a weakened immune system, then you need to strengthen that, and those are the things you're going to need, called immune boosters, okay? And so that's how you play that, and that's how you look at that to generate what kind of herbs you want to be able to utilize so that you can get through some of the stuff that we're dealing with here with these viruses, okay, and with these viruses. But all I want you to understand from this particular show here is that we've been utilizing herbs to fight off SARS and influenza and all of the big epidemics and pandemics for at least, just in this video, we're at least talking about 100 years. Now, we automatically also know that herbs are ancient technology. They've been using this stuff all the way back before they even could write a letter in a book, okay? Even before you could read the historical contents of what we left behind, they were using herbs back then and just didn't know how to tell you about them, okay? Herbs has been around because plants were here before humans. God put these plants here before humans because he couldn't put humans in a place that they need oxygen without having the oxygen barriers, which is the plants. Okay, so the plants is our big brother. And we were designed almost exactly like them, except for 1 or 2 chromosomes off, right? So here's the thing, we're so closely related that when you're dealing with issues, you gotta know that you can turn to your big brother for help. Those are the plants. The animals eat the plants. Everything is derived by the plants. We keep talking about plant-based. What is not plant-based? Every single thing, for the most part, is plant-based. It all has a derivative coming from some type of plant material. It all has an active ingredient coming from some type of plant material. Everything. Your dollar bill comes from the tree. Your paper you're writing on comes from the tree. All right. Your shirt is made out of cotton, plant-based. You understand what I'm saying? This is all plant-based. If you're eating beef, the cow eats plants. Plant-based cow, period. Because it's a vegetarian. It's a plant-based cow. It's a vegan cow, okay? These animals that we're talking about. So if a chicken is eating corn, corn is plant. It's plant-based. So almost every single thing that we're dealing with is already plant-based. So you don't have to go on a plant-based diet. You already have one, but you do have to go on a organic plant-based diet. You do have to make sure that it's indigenous, that it is pure, that it has no chemicals and it has no additives and it has no preservatives. The freshness that it's going to inherit is only due to how long it takes you to eat it, right? So really good organic fresh fruit, you only really have a 3-day shelf life. 3 days. So if you're not really ready to go eat your vegetables, then don't go buy them. If you're not ready to really eat your vegetables, then don't go outside and pick them. You harvest them as needed. Because fresh stuff only has a short lifetime expectancy. And we need to get out of trying to shelve things for forever, because that is also adding into the conveniences of life, that sedentary lifestyle, but it also is adding to us eating food that has no nutritional value because we're allowing it to sit up too long, and we're cooking it too long, and we're preparing it the wrong way. And so at the end of the day, if you're storing your food wrong and preparing it wrong, and obviously they're growing it wrong, then you gonna have some stuff wrong happen inside of your body. Okay, so a lot of times you're going to be needing these herbs. I would suggest you guys moving forward to look at detoxification programs that will make you sweat. Okay, that will cleanse your liver, cleanse your kidneys. Okay, that will cleanse your lungs, and that will cleanse your digestive system. Those are the systems that you need to be cleansed almost all the time. So if you can do a 3-day fasting every month, it would be very, very good to stay away from all things solid and just go on a liquid fast and allow your body to rejuvenate, recuperate, and revitalize its own self by itself. Then you may not even have to even worry about touching detoxes if you can fast for 3 days per month. But if you can't fast for 3 days per month, then you definitely need to do a detox per quarter. Every 3 months, you need to detox for at least 21 days to get all of the 3 months of gunk out that has been stagnated, or that's been, you know, some of this sticky material that clings to the filtration. You know, if you ever been in HVAC or anything like that, you know, if you put a filter up in your HVAC, it's going to do what it needs to do. But when you go back and change that filter gonna have all kind of dust mites and all kind of dust bunnies all on it. But did those dust mites really actually stop the air? No, you were still getting cool air, but just not as efficient as you could possibly get it because of all of this debris on your filters. But it doesn't stop the air, okay? So what I said that was because you're going to still get your liver and your kidney still going to work, but not as efficient as they could until we detox and get all of that dust mite, get all that mucus that's clinging on, okay? That's building up over time. You know, all of that old crud that's there. We need to get that out of the pipes. We need to get that out of your filtration portals, whether it be through the liver, the kidneys, your digestive tract, the skin, your lungs. We need to clean out those air ducts. We need to clean out those spores or those pore holes or whatever you want to call them. We need to clean those out so that they're not as clogged, and they'll allow the right amount and efficiency of blood filter to come through, the air filter to come through with our lungs, the mucus to come out of our skins through our pores. If your pores are clogged up, then nothing can come out. You can't sweat. Sweating is a natural thing to cleanse your body. You need to sweat. That's why saunas and infrared heat lamps and heat by itself is always going to be beneficial to our health. If you guys don't understand, then go to my other video where we talk about heat and health. Okay, so we're covering all of these different things to try to get you guys to understand, to focus more on the alternative methods of preventing disease. To just start putting inside of your home preventative tools, preventative spices and foods and herbs that you're going to need, to where you really ain't going to need to ever go to the doctor because you got your doctor in your kitchen. You are your doctor. Your body is your doctor. And the herbs are going to be there for you as well. And so that's what we're trying to get you to understand. If they utilized it back then when they had no choice, if the Chinese utilized it when this first broke out, then that's something for you to know, because you can utilize herbs to get you through these things without being so fearful of what's going on. Look into your spice rack and into your herbal rack and see what you got. I'm pretty sure you got some cinnamon. I'm pretty sure you got some cardamom. I'm pretty sure you got parsley in there. I'm pretty sure you got dill, okay? All of these different herbs could help you, and you don't even know it. Dill is very good for the digestive. I'm pretty sure you got some fennel seed in there. Very good for if you got gas and all that type of stuff. All right, I'm pretty sure you might have some ginger in there. We all know that that's going to be good for the digestive system, okay? You don't have to have anything extravagant. Pretty sure you got turmeric in there. That's going to be very good for inflammation in the body and opening up the circulatory system. If you got cayenne pepper in there, that's going to be very good. Black pepper is going to be very good for you as well, okay? So you utilize what you got. Just make sure it's organic. Rosemary is going to be very good for you, or oregano is going to be very good for you. Thyme is going to be very good for you. All right, garlic is going to be very good for you. Right now I just told you all of that, so just go cut up your whole onion. Just go put the whole thing of minced garlic, just put it in a big pot. You just cut up your 2 big onions, put a whole thing of minced garlic, just slap it all in there. All right, throw you some real organic leaves of thyme in there, some real organic leaves of oregano, some real organic leaves of parsley in there. All right, and then just boil that. Let that thing just boil and simmer, boil and simmer. You know, you want to put you some leeks in there, you go ahead and put you some leeks, okay? You just let that thing boil and simmer. You want to put you some cardamom in there or some cinnamon, whatever you want to put. Go ahead and put it in there. And then just breathe that thing in. Just breathe the steam in. Let's breathe that steam in as you're doing your thing, okay? And then afterwards, if you want to drink it, you can drink it. But these are all virus busters. These are all bacteria busters, things that really bacteria don't like, the spices that heat up your body. They don't like the allium family where you got these onions and leeks and garlics in here because they add too much heat going on in here. You see what I'm saying? So heat and health are always going to be important. So when we're utilizing, when cold come into our body as you know, we're going to call it cold, but when cold come into our bodies as a flu or a virus, you got to know how to get cold out. Heat. I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time, love HerbMan. Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.